Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the Eurofighter, but most importantly 4.5 plus gen aircraft and how they have to really be balanced in order to, keep them decently okay. Now, in terms of RB, the Eurofighter, from what I've seen, the little bit that I have seen in RB, it's pretty balanced. I mean, you're fighting other Eurofighters and it's a furball, anyone could die, right? In terms of sim, though, things are a little different. Now, the Eurofighter has extremely good situational awareness. There's only one problem that I have with the jet, and I'll get to that. Now, in terms of this jet's situational awareness, you get a really nice HMD, a really good radar, technically it's an SA page, but it doesn't really work. The only problem with this, and I forgot to mention, you get an IRST that works as, you could turn the radar mode off and then just switch to the IRST, but you can also look through that IRST camera and turn on thermals to find targets and identify them. That is super useful because you could just pretty much fly with IRST in sim and find targets that way. Of course, just look at the nations, be like, okay, there's flankers, there's Eurofighters on the enemy team. I'm going to be looking for those visually with my thermal teapot. I'm just going to call it a teapot. It's not a teapot. It's built into the jet. Now, with that being said, right now WarThunder has a bug to where when you lock someone, it doesn't show up in sim. It'll show up in RB, a little box. Not the big green box. It's a smaller box on the HUD that'll pop up. But for some reason in sim, it doesn't work. Gaijin will have to fix that. I'm sure someone will bug report it. But as you can see there, I was able to outmaneuver a Gripen just fine with the Eurofighter, and I wasn't even pulling full AOA. Now, as you can see with this flanker, I spotted him with the IRST, no problem, so I'm like, okay, that's a flanker. We go into the merge, and immediately, just instantly, I already have nose on. Now, of course, if the flanker was going slower and yada yada, sure, he could pull a full AOA, but this guy's actually trying to conserve his energy. I believe he's an Su-33, but regardless, the Eurofighter just outperforms any of the Russian aircraft currently as it is. Now, with that being said, this could potentially cause problems for red teams or exaggerate those problems because, like I stated in a previous video, red teams kind of suck. Like, the flanker is very killable if you bleed it. Granted, it did get a buff, but the buff, to be honest, versus Eurofighter doesn't do much. Maybe there's some niche way you can outperform the Eurofighter in a dogfight, but I've yet to see it. Tell me in the comments down below if there is. I mean, besides the R-73, that's a pretty good equalizer, but if this thing gets so many countermeasures, you can just keep dumping them one after another, and there's really nothing the flanker could do. Now, I'm not really a good sim pilot. I would say I'm like average, but flying the Eurofighter, it's just easy mode. It's like the Gripen on steroids. You could do everything. It's possibly one of the most versatile fighters in the game. And the fact that it's pretty much on one team, I mean, well, it really depends. But for the games that I've played, I'm mostly fighting flankers. There is a chance that you could face a German Eurofighter on Red 4 or a French Rafale, which, yes, I know it's not a Eurofighter, but they have pretty similar performance, so they kind of balance each other out. But the fact that they're so rare kind of screws up red teams, and red teams were already screwed up to begin with. If you're a sim player, everybody knows red teams usually lose just because no one's bombing, they have worse fighters, etc., right? So the Eurofighter, it just exaggerates this problem, right? Like I said, we'll have to see how the games play out in the future, right? I've only played, like, I think 2 sim games with this, and it's just absolutely insane. I love it. But yeah, tell me in the comments down below, what do you think Gaijin should do about this? 4.5 gen aircraft are going to change the game. Should they be in their own BR bracket? I know there's only technically, 2 of them in the game right now, so you can't really separate them. But as of now, if you merge with a Eurofighter and they're decently competent with the fighter, chances are you're gonna die. But I guess that's not much different from the Gripen or the J-10, right? So, I don't know. We'll see what Gaijin does to fix this, if they even fix it. Maybe they'll just leave it this way. One last thing I'd like to talk about is, in terms of the Eurofighter, and stuff being overpowered and 4.5 gen aircraft. Overall, I think for what Gaijin did, they did a decent job, right? You have to understand, you can't pander to everybody in this game, unfortunately. There's just so many vehicles and so many nations. It's nearly impossible to completely balance the game at any given time, right? So, with that being said, I think this update's pretty good. I think Gaijin did a good job. You know, adding all these vehicles. Again, this is like the only game like this, so it's kind of unique on how people balance, or how WarThunder balances these aircraft. But yeah, tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you guys enjoy the Eurofighter? I'm enjoying it. Other than that, like, share, and subscribe. Join the Discord, and take care.